Hi and welcome to our home. I'm here behind the camera tonight because we thought it'd be kind of a interesting thing to give a tour of our kitchen. We've had a lot of interest in our kitchen over the course of the years. Our lifestyle is somewhat different than many. Kind of evolved that way. I'm not real hip on the word evolve, but it went from one thing to another. And the next thing we found is that we live, I guess, a very odd way of life in today's society. There's quite a bit, I guess, to share tonight, so I will, as I speak, I'll try to zoom in on some different things through our kitchen. I might not be able to talk about what those are depending on where I'm at in sharing, and hopefully I'll get back with them, but this will just help give an idea of our lifestyle and how we live our family. We started homesteading back in 1997 in a very small way. We actually lived in town, and we became very interested in cooking from scratch for multiple reasons I won't get into right now. But we also had a real deep love of antiques. My husband got me hooked on them, and history became alive for us, and little by little we started to decorate our home in antiques. And we realized that there was a lot of lost arts that we appreciated that no longer existed, or they existed very minimally. They were hard to find someone to teach these things about. So one thing led to another, as I said, and we began homeschooling in 1990, I believe it was 98. And it just all came together for us. But each year we find ourselves going a little deeper into our way of lifestyle, releasing or relieving ourselves of a little bit more modern ways. And it's not for everybody, we understand that, but for us it works well, and it's something that we really get into. We have, each one in our family has a deep love for things of the past. We call this, my husband came up with this name actually, we have 1 acre of ground right now, and he is definitely a skilled craftsman in many ways, and he's teaching our sons that gift. But he calls this artisan acre. Now artisan, the term means a craftsman, to handcraft something useful. It can be furniture, it can be any number of things. It also means to handcraft baked goods, which suits me fine because I do love to cook, bake, and do all types of cooking. So it just blends well with our family. But I guess where I'd like to begin here is, speaking of craftsmanship, this cupboard right here is a cupboard that my husband and children made for us. We were in need of a coat cupboard for our chore clothes. We raise milk goats and have some chickens and a horse, and so there's daily chores to do. But we didn't have any good place to put our clothes and our coats from that period, so they came up with this cupboard, and they recycled the lumber. The doors were taken out of an old house that was about to be torn down. Some of the other lumber stuff that we either gathered and he recycled instead of throwing it away, or someone was going to throw out. And it turned out beautifully. He gave it an antique finish. I wish I could get you a better picture from here, but our front room here is really small, so this is the best angle I can get. Now, one of the things that we do is we've chosen to give up a majority, not all, but a majority of our modern appliances. Our refrigerator is one of them. You can see our old ice box right here. This actually, and I don't know how well I can get you a picture because it is dark out there, but this actually was found in a relative's backyard during a blizzard. I saw the back of it sticking out, and I instantly knew what it was. I'd wanted one of these for years and just never was able to get one. But they had taken it out of their garage. They had used this years ago, and when they had replaced it with an electric refrigerator, they put it in their garage and used it for storage. And then they needed the room in their garage, so they had someone pull it out in their backyard, and there it sat. So we brought it home. See if I can come around at this other angle. And my husband stripped the paint down. Grab a lamp here. And you can see right there, he was able to save the tag Frost King of the original tag there saying what type of ice box it was. But we do use it. This is our refrigerator. I'll get you an interior picture here. It's lined with porcelain. It's actually a very nice ice box. And it helps us, the size, some people say, well, it's so small, how do you even, you know, get by with it? It helps us not be wasteful. We do not let food go to waste in this home. I don't, you know, cook more than what we'll eat, and then we use it up. You know, I may cook enough for, you can see our goat medicine in the back there, but I may cook enough for 2 meals, and we make sure we eat it before we go on. So now up here, because you can't get ice the way you used to in the old days, and of course the ice box has to have ice to run to keep it cold. We do have a deep freezer that we keep out in the garage, and every 2 days we have to replace the 2-liter bottles that you see there. It's our source of economizing.